Hey, shalom, shalom, family. Son Christ bless. Let me know if y'all can hear me, man. Make sure this audio is up. Hey, shalom, sis. All right, can y'all hear me? As long as that audio is good, we good. All right, all praise. All right, so we're gonna wait for, I don't know, probably give it like a minute or two, and then we get started. All right. Shalom, shalom, family. Yeah. Let everybody know. If y'all know them, tell them to come on. We don't want to wait too long. We want to get started because we got some stuff to go through. We have some stuff to go through, y'all. All right, you know what? Let's get started, right? They could always do a rewind or whatever, do what they need to do, play it over again, all right? So, hey, shalom, Most High Christ bless y'all, all right? Captain Sakai here, giving a sense. So we on Revelation 15, all right? Yesterday we went through verses 1 and 2, right? And now, today, I'm gonna let y'all know from now, because I thought I was gonna be able to slide through. I said, damn, 1 through 2. I said, you know what? I'll knock out the rest of 15, start 16. But 3 and 4 is heavy, right? So we're probably just going to be in 3 and 4, y'all. Let's see how it goes. All right. Most likely we're just going to be in 3 and 4 because there's a lot that's going on in here, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start reading from verse 2. Y'all already got the breakdown yesterday, but we're just going to start from verse 2 and we'll lead right into 3. All right. So it says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and then them that had gotten the victory over the beast, right? So we know that, right? The victory over the beast, meaning over Esau, over the system, all of that, right? And over his image, right? The white image of Christ and all that comes with that, right? And over his mark, sin, right? And over the number of his name, right? Y'all know what all that goes into, the 666 and all of that, right? Standing on a sea of glass, having the harps of God, right? So now we in verse 3. And they sing the song of Moses. All right. That's where we're going to start singing the song of Moses. All right. The servant of God and the song of the Lamb. Right. So you got the song of Moses and the song of the Lamb. All right. Saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. All right. So let's start off with the song of Moses. Right. What is the song of Moses? All right. Let's get Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 31, y'all. Deuteronomy 31. Take a lot of notes. Now, what I did, because we don't have that much time. So even though it's going to be a lot, I kind of broke it down. Still, this ain't as much as it could be, but take notes. All right. Take notes. All right. So we at Deuteronomy 31, and we're going to start in verse 19. All right. And it says, now therefore write ye this song. Now, hold on, let's go to 16 so we can see who's speaking, right? And the Lord said unto Moses, so now we notice the Lord speaking to Moses. Now let's jump to 19. Now therefore write ye this song for you and teach it to the children of Israel. Put it in their mouths, right? So the Lord is telling Moses, teach this song. Once you write it, teach it to the children of Israel and put it in their mouth, right? Just like you hear people say, yo, get my name out your mouth. No, the Lord said, put my name in their mouth. Put my words in their mouth, right? That this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. You heard that? Against. This song is going to be a witness for me against the children of Israel, right? Now, hold that. We're gonna keep coming back here, y'all. Right. So this is gonna be one of our main jumping points. So hold this page right here. We're gonna keep coming back. Now, when we talk about that song, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 33. All right. Let's go to Ezekiel 33, right? To get an idea, right? When the Lord is talking about a song, right? Let's start in verse 31. No, I'll start at verse 30. All right. It says, Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls. So now the son of man here is not Jesus, not Christ, it's Ezekiel, right? The Lord is calling Ezekiel the son of man. So if he's calling Ezekiel the son of man, he's calling Christ the son of man, it just means literally that he's the son of a man, right? So we know that ain't no immaculate conception, right? Because even Ezekiel is being called son of man, right? Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord. So they want to know what the word is coming from the Lord, right? Watch this. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they still will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness, right? So now these are the people that so-called want to hear the word. They come in to hear the word, but what? It's saying that even when they hear the word, they're not doing nothing that the word is saying. We're going to read on. And lo, verse 32, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice, right? So now this is being regarded as what? A very pleasant song, or a very lovely song of one with a pleasant voice. Meaning what? Ezekiel, he knows how to orate. He knows he's an eloquent speaker. He's disseminating the information real sweet, right? He's what they call it, seasoning the words with salt. They love hearing it. It sounds beautiful. Ezekiel know the scriptures. He going through it. But what? They're hearing it and they're not doing it. It sounds like a very lovely song. Why? Because of the way it's written, the way it's being recited, the way it's being dropped. That's why the Lord said, write ye this song and put it in the mouths of Israel. Why? So because what do you do with a song? You listen to it. You what? You try to retain it. You memorize it, right? Because before you know it, you singing along with a song that you don't even like, right? So now what? To learn what? The laws of God, right? And all the prophecies and everything. This is what's being taught to the people so that they may learn it and have it in their mind like a song to remember. Y'all understand? All right. I'm going to start again. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do them not. Right? So now let's go back to, matter of fact, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 6. Right? Because what did Moses say? I mean, what did the Lord say? He said, write ye this song and teach it to the children of Israel so they may put it in their mouth, right? Y'all know the scripture. Deuteronomy 6 and 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. What shall be taught diligently? The laws, right? And shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up, meaning always, right? There's always some way where you can fit in a lesson, right, to your kids. Something happened, hey, remember what the Lord said, boom, boom, boom. Oh, this happened? Remember, this is what's happening here, right? So y'all can get the understanding of a song being taught. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 31, all right? Read back from 19. Now, therefore, write ye this song for you and teach it to the children of Israel. Put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. Okay, we're going to read down to 24. For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swear unto their fathers, that floweth with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves and waxen fat, then will they turn unto other gods and serve them and provoke me and break my covenant, right? Waxing fat, meaning what? Now they're getting money. Now they're living good. They're not in the wilderness no more. They're not having a hard time. Everything is established. And now they're going to what? Wax fat, meaning get money. What? And live well, deliciously, and kick, right? Meaning what? They're kicking away the laws. They done with it, right? Watch this. 21. And it shall come to pass when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness, right? This song is going to testify against the Israelites as a witness. For it shall not be forgotten out of their mouths of their seed. For I know their imagination, which they go about even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear. Moses therefore wrote this song the same day and taught it to the children of Israel, right? So he wrote the song, right? Y'all gonna see what the song is. He wrote the song and then taught it to the children of Israel. So right now we didn't quite get into the song. What we doing right now, we laying down the drum track, we laying the bass line, and then we're gonna start to deal with that song in a few more verses. All right, y'all. Here go 23. And he gave Joshua the son of Nun a charge and said, be strong and of a good courage, for thou shalt bring the children of Israel into the land which I swear unto them, and I will be with thee. Right? 24. And it came to pass when Moses had made an end of writing the words of this law in a book, right? So the song is the law, right? In a book until they were finished, right? So now, when was he able? Because the thing is, when Moses went to go see the Lord in Mount Sinai, he's saying that he gave him the 10 commandments, but obviously it was way more than just writing down 10 commandments. Why would you? This makes no sense, right? And you're gonna see. Watch this. Many of y'all know this, but the ones who are just starting to learn, you're gonna recognize that it's not just 10 things that were written down and he was just out of there. No, we're gonna get to it right now. All right, let's get Second Ezra, chapter 14, and we coming back to Deuteronomy, y'all. All right, so keep y'all finger there, put something there, a little mark or something. We coming right back. All right, so we at Second Ezra. I'm sorry, y'all. Second Ezra 14. All right. And we're going to read what I got here. All right, we're going to go 1 through 3. All right, and then we're going to jump and then come back. All right. And it came to pass upon the third day, I sat under an oak. Who sat under an oak? Ezra. Okay, so this is the same Ezra that's in the normal part of the Bible outside of the Apocrypha, right? And it came to pass upon the third day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me and said, Esdras, Esdras. And I said, here am I, Lord. And I stood upon my feet, and I stood up upon my feet. Then said he unto me, in the bush I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses, and talked with him when my people served in Egypt. So now Ezra is speaking to that bush that burns, right? And the bush is saying, I spoke to Moses when I had him in Egypt, right? So let's see who this is, right? Let's see who that is. Let's go to Exodus. And we're coming right back to this, y'all. All right, let's just get Exodus chapter 3. All right, Exodus chapter 3, y'all. What are we talking about? Revelation 15:3, the Song of Moses. That's what all of this is about right now. Don't forget the thought, the Song of Moses. All right, so we're in Exodus chapter 3. We're going to start in verse 1. It says, now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of God, even to Horeb. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. You hear that? And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God called unto him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here am I. And he said, draw not nigh hither, put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. Moreover, he said, I am the God of thy father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon God, right? So now we know that what? This is the same Christ that dealing with Ezra was dealing with Moses, right? Go back to 2 Ezra 14, y'all. 2 Ezra 14, we're going to pick up in verse 4. And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt and brought him up to the Mount of Sinai, where I held him by me a long season, right? And told him many wondrous things and showed him the secrets of the times and the end, and commanded him, saying, these words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide, right? So he was showing them many wondrous things. So he didn't have them up there and just like, okay, number one, love the Lord with all your heart. Okay, number two, and it just had him up there and just no, that's not what happened. He showed them many wondrous things. How you know that he showed them wondrous things? Because Moses was writing things that happened before he was born, and he was writing things that was going to happen after he was gone, right? So clearly he was up there for 40 days getting much knowledge, right? So now let me go back, verse 6. These words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide. Meaning what? Some stuff is going to be plain. When you read it, you're going to understand it right away. Others are going to be what? In parable, right? Dark sayings, right? And now I say unto thee that thou lay up in thy heart the signs that I have showed, and the dreams that thou hast seen. and the interpretations which thou hast heard. You see that? All that was going on when he was up there. For thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son. You see that? And with such as be like thee until the times be ended. Right? So now, real quick, let's get Nehemiah 3. Right? Let's get, I'm sorry, Nehemiah 13. No, Nehemiah 9. Nehemiah 9, y'all. All right, that was off the top. I just want to show y'all something real quick, right? Nehemiah 9. I think that's what I want. Hold on. Yes. All right, so that's Nehemiah 9 and verse 12. We're going to read from verse 12 to 13 just to back up everything we'll be reading, right? So we know for sure. Check this out. Moreover, thou leddest them in the day by the cloudy pillar, and in the night by the pillar of fire, to give them light in the way wherein they should go, right? So that cloudy pillar and the fire by night, we all know that's a chariot that was up there, right? And that was what was leading Moses through the wilderness, right? Verse 13, thou camest down also upon Mount Sinai, right? That's what we just read about, and spakest with them from heaven, and gavest them right judgments and true laws, good statutes and commandments. So now what? How you going? You can't give the law without giving what happens when the law is broken, correct? So if you're writing thou shalt not kill, right? Then you have to write all the judgments that pertain to it. But then not only that, you have to write what? Remember it said good laws and the precept and the statutes that go with it. So you have thou shalt not kill, but then you have no presumptuous murder, thou shalt not hate, thou shalt not rape. All that is under there, plus judgments, all that. So y'all understand what the time was being taken up, that 40 days, plus all of the prophecy and everything that Moses was being talked to about. All right, this is the song, right? This is part of that song, right? Well, we getting there, right? But this is leading up to it, right? Okay, let's go back. You know what? I want to read something out of Second Ezra real quick again, just to stick in y'all mind. 14 and 9. It says, for thou shalt be taken away from all, meaning Moses, he's going to be taken away from all, right? And from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, and with such as be like thee until the times be ended, right? Okay, cool. Let's go back. Deuteronomy. All right, 31. We're going to start in verse 26. Where we at? Okay, cool. All right, so I jumped. All right, so we're going to start in verse 26. It says, take this book of the law and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, that it may be there for a witness against thee. Again, these scriptures, these laws and everything are going to be there as a witness against the Israelites. Why? So when you break the commandments, you can't say you didn't know, right? When you're getting judged. For I know thy rebellion. Check this out. And thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against the Lord. And how much more after my death? Right? Because the Lord already told him, you're not getting into the new land. You ain't gonna get into Canaan. So he's telling them this is going to be what's going to keep you stable, right? This, because you was rebellious as hell. Now, when I'm with you, when I'm gone, you're going to be out your damn mind. You understand what I'm saying? This is why when y'all read on further, that the body of Moses was hidden, okay? Because Israel was going to damn worship his bones, because they were worshiping the staff that he had with the serpent and all that. They started to worship that. So he already knew they was out of control. Our people was bugged out. So that's why he said that. I'm gonna read it again. For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against the Lord, and how much more after my death. That's why when we read in 2 Ezra 14, it said, you will not be with them. The Lord was going to take him away. All right. Gather unto me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears. I think we're going to go down to 30. And call heaven and earth to record against them. For I know that after my death, ye will utterly corrupt yourselves and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you, and evil will befall you in the latter days. Right? What evil? What we know about in Deuteronomy 28, and even from before, right? We just kept going into captivities, right? But the latter days is what he's talking about, right? During these times, during the time from slavery forward, right? Because ye will do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger through the work of your hands. And Moses spake in the ears of all the congregation of Israel the words of this song until they were ended, right? So now we're going to go to Deuteronomy 32. All right. And now we're going to start adding lyrics to the drums and the bass line that we just put in. Now we're going to start putting the lyrics on. This is when the song is starting, right? The song of Moses, y'all. This is what Revelations 15:3 is talking about. The song of Moses. Let's start. And we're just going to read the first couple of verses, right? It says, give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass, right? So let's get Proverbs real quick. All right. Y'all should know this one. But let's just get it. Proverbs 4:2. Write all these precepts down. You know what I'm saying? Put it right in your Bible and in your notes. So, you know what I'm saying? It'll start coming to you. This is the song we got to learn anyway. We have to learn this song. So this is the best way to do it, right? Repetition. So look what Solomon put in here, right? Look, Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 1 and 2. Hear ye children the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding. For I give you good doctrine, forsake you not my law. This is pretty much what was just said in Deuteronomy 32. So you know our forefathers, they understood the scriptures. That's why they were speaking of them. Even when you see Christ, he was always quoting the Old Testament. He might have just said it different, but everything was a quote. That's why we got to understand that, right? So a lot of people in Christianity and different religions or whatever, they don't recognize that Christ is really just dealing from the Old Testament the whole time. All right. So now let's go back to Deuteronomy 32. All right. The song has started, y'all. The music is playing right now. All right. We at Deuteronomy 32 and verse 3. Because I will publish the name of the Lord, ascribe ye greatness unto our God. He is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment, a God of truth and without iniquity, just and right is he. Right? So now let's go to, let's discuss the rock, right? I want to talk a little bit about the rock. So now this is early on when Christ was being called the rock. This is early, right? So now let's give a little bit of understanding on that rock and why the Lord was using that as a similitude, right? Metaphor of who he is, right? So let's go to Exodus 17, right? Do I want to start there? Yes. Exodus 17. Let me show y'all something real quick, just to give y'all an understanding on this rock thing, right? And a couple other little things too, right? Just for y'all edification, right? So this is Exodus 17 and verse 6, right? Now, this is when, all right, so Moses, they're in the wilderness. Moses has to feed the people, right? The manna's coming down. He has to get them drinks and water, right? Watch this. It says, behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel, right? Now, the Israelites always murmuring and just, why we got to eat the manna, why we don't have the melons and the leeks and, you know what I'm saying, all of the fish and the great food they had when they were slaves in Egypt. They was getting so tired out in the wilderness, they just wanted to be slaves again so they could get constant meals, great meals or whatever, right? So Moses was sick. He was just like tired of them, you know what I'm saying? But he was doing what the Lord commanded. So he smite the rock and the water came out, right? Good. Now let's go to Numbers chapter 20. Watch this, y'all. Right. So now it happens again. The Lord is like, all right, you gotta, serve my people, right? Get them some water, right? So now, hold on, I gotta get there. Numbers chapter 20. All right, this is my new Bible, so the pages is like sticking and all that. All right, so this is Numbers 20. All right, we're gonna start at verse 7. Watch this, y'all. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take the rod and gather thou the assembly together, thou and Aaron, thy brother, and speak ye unto the rock before their eyes. Now, instead of smiting the rock, the Lord said, speak unto the rock, right? Very important. It's a difference in the commandment that's being given. Before it was smite the rock, let the water come out. Now it's speak to the rock, right? Speak ye unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water. It shall give forth his water, and thou shalt bring forth to them water out of the rock. So thou shalt give the congregation and their beasts drink. And Moses took the rod from before the Lord as he commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock? So now Moses is just talking crazy, right? He's so pissed off. The Lord ain't telling him nothing about saying all that, but now he pissed off. He just can't stand them. He said, I got to get you water out this rock. And Moses lifted up his hand and hit, and with his rod he smote the rock twice. And the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. And the Lord spoke unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believe me not. You heard that? To sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel. You heard that? He said, to sanctify me in the children of Israel. Meaning what? I told you to speak to the rock. You hit the rock. I said, speak to the rock. And because you don't believe, that's why you wasn't listening to what the hell I just said. And now you hit the rock, right? But he fed the people anyway. He let the people get the water anyway, right? Watch this. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believe me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel, therefore ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them. Right? So this is how come Moses and them couldn't go into the land. That's why Moses said, yo, I'm gonna write this song. I know when I'm gone, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna rebel like hell, because he already knew he wasn't going. His brother knew he wasn't going. And when you read, Aaron's son took over, and Most High put him to death right there. And then Moses got killed and his body was put in a secret place, right? So now let us go back to. So I just wanted to give y'all an understanding of what the rock. It's been talked about ever since then, and the Lord was using that as a metaphor for himself. Why? Because later on, right, as we're going to read, go to 1 Corinthians, right? Y'all supposed to know this. Right. So when you read the Old Testament, you get an understanding on what is in the New Testament. Right. We always get on the Christians and stuff like that, but we had to get on them because they got the Bible every day reading it. So when they read these scriptures, they shouldn't be confounded on something like this. Look at this. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. I'll start from verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea. This is very possessive. Our fathers, meaning the Israelites, passed through the sea, meaning what? When it was opened up, they went through. And what? They were under the cloud, meaning what? The chariot that was flown, right? And were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ, right? So this is why he said, yo, why did you not want to, I forgot the, oh man, shoot, I forgot the word, but that's why the Lord said, why didn't you want to, oh man, y'all know, hold on, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I know we don't got much time, but yo, I can't be leaving y'all like that, man. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Because he said, oh, you didn't want to sanctify me. I'm sorry, y'all. You did not want to sanctify me in the eyes of the congregation, right? That's why he said that, because the rock was what? Was a metaphor or similitude of himself, right? All right. So let's go back. Y'all. My apologies. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 32. All right. What are we on? Revelation 15:3. The Song of Moses. That's what we're going through right now, y'all. All of this is part of the Song of Moses right now. Okay. Let's start in verse 5. They have corrupted themselves. We're going to read down to 12. They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are a perverse and crooked generation. Do ye thus requite the Lord, O foolish people and unwise? Is not he thy father that has brought thee? Hath he not made thee and established thee? Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam. You heard that? He separated the sons of Adam, right? When you read in 2 Ezra 6, you had all the nations, but what? The Israelites were, the chosen people were what? Separated, right? All the nations were separated, but the Lord had the Israelites perfect in to himself, right? Separated the sons of Adam. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel, right? So when Israel got their land, then the Lord gave what? Moab, you got this. Ammon, you got that. Esau, you got that. So on and so forth, got that. All right, let's go. Verse 9, for the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land and in the waste howling wilderness, Egypt. He led him about. He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye. As an eagle stirreth up her nest, fluttereth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings, taketh them, beareth them on her wings. So the Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him, right? So all them gods from Egypt, right? They're not coming out. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord led them out and had them moving around 40 years, no. All of them customs and idols, they gotta go. Right. So let's get that real quick. Give me y'all, let's go to Psalms 96, y'all. Psalms 96. Let's go there. All right. Well, we dealing with the Song of Solomon. Psalms 96. Pardon me, y'all. All right, Psalms 96, and let's start in verse 4. It says, for the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. You heard that? No other gods with him, no strange gods with him. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens, right? So the other gods, they're not even real. They're just idols, something to make up and pretend like that's God. That's not God. All right, that's what's being said here. All right, let's go back to Deuteronomy 32. All right, verse 13 now. We're going to read to 18, right? He made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields. And he made him to suck honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flinty rock, butter of kine, and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats, with the fat of kidneys of wheat. And thou didst drink the pure blood of the grape, right? But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked, right? Thou art waxen fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook God, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation, right? Because now, when Israel started to get what? During the time of King David, then into Solomon, Israel was running things. Israel was on top, right? So now Israel is getting, we control the whole earth, right? So now Israel's what? Started to what? Kick. Meaning what? Started, man, we good. You know what I'm saying? We run things. You know what I'm saying? Forgetting what? The rock of their salvation, right? Hold on. There's forgotten the God that formed thee. That's even better. The God that formed thee. Did I even get down there yet? Oh, I jumped, y'all. I'm sorry. I jumped. Verse 16. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to God, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful, and has forgotten God that formed thee, right? Because now you're getting into what Ashtaroth and all of the madness, you know what I'm saying? Celebrating Christmas. Probably it wasn't Christmas at the time, but all of these different types of following Baal and all of this garbage, right? That's what Israel did. Even King Solomon himself was doing it. You see what I'm saying? It tells you that when you read in Nehemiah that what? He started to marry all those strange women, and because of that, he started to run behind their gods, right? Let's get Jeremiah chapter 2. All right. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 2, y'all. Let's take a look at that real quick. Jeremiah chapter 2. What we talking about? The Song of Moses. All right. We're going to start in verse 8 and read to 13. It says, this is Jeremiah 2 and verse 8. The priest said, not, where is the Lord? And they that handle the law knew me not. You see that? These priests, they handle the law, but they didn't know the Lord because they wasn't doing nothing. They didn't uphold no laws. They didn't do nothing. And they ain't keep it. The pastors also transgressed against me. And the prophets prophesied by Baal. You see what I'm saying? And walked after things that do not profit. Wherefore I will yet plead with you, saith the Lord, and with your children's children will I plead. For pass over the isles of Chittim and see, and send unto Kedar, and consider diligently, and see if there be such a thing. Hath a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? He's saying all of these other nations with all of these fake idols and gods, they don't change their gods. They don't say, you know what? I'm going to put down Baal and start to worship Christ. They don't do that because that's their nationality. Y'all understand that? Christ, us worshiping Christ, the Most High, that's our nationality. He's our God. We're not supposed to be looking after Buddha and damn whatever else you can name. And now you got people with, oh, I like the sound of bowls. Mm-hmm. Yo, this is madness. That's not our culture. That's what the Lord is saying right here. Hath a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory for that which doth not profit. Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be ye very desolate, saith the Lord. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters. You see that? That's why when the rock was hit and the waters came out, that was all the metaphor, right? Christ is the rock and the living waters. Remember that time in John 4 when he said to the sister, if you knew to whom you was drawing water for, you would know that you could get living waters from me. I'm paraphrasing. I messed it up, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Go check it out. John chapter 4, right? Because Christ is bringing forth the living waters, right? That's what was coming out of the rock. That was the symbolism of what was going to come, right? The shadow of things to come, right? Reading 13 again. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. You heard that? They hold no water, because all of these fake religions and these fake gods, they got holes in them. They're not holding no water. You know what I'm saying? They holding no weight, like we would say, right? You ain't holding no weight. It ain't holding no weight, y'all. All right. So let's go back to Deuteronomy 32. We're going to start in 18, y'all. All right. And it says, of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them. He hated them. All right. He hated them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are very forward generation, a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. You don't believe a damn thing. You have no faith in the Lord. This is what he's saying, right? From there, let's go to Micah, right? Chapter 3. All right, let's go to Micah chapter 3, y'all. All right, chapter 3 and verse 4. Okay, that's Micah 3 and 4. All right, give y'all a couple seconds to get there. I know it's a little book. All right, but write it down. Micah 3 and 4. I know we don't got the scribe stuff going across the bottom. I'll give y'all a couple seconds. All right, Micah 3 and 4. All right, let's read that. Then shall they cry unto the Lord, but he will not hear them. He won't hear them. Because what? You got cisterns with holes in them. They ain't hold no water. He ain't playing with you no more, right? The Lord said, then shall they cry unto the Lord, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at that time. That's what he just said in Deuteronomy, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. Damn. He said, y'all was sick. He said, Israel was sick as hell. He said, they was ill in what they was doing. All right. They was ill, right? Go to Hosea, right? Y'all know this one. We pull this all the time. Hosea 5 and 15. Trying to find it. Hosea 5 and 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. Why? Because he hid his face. He hid his face. I'm going to go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they shall seek me early, because that's when we start calling on the Lord. Oh, Lord, I don't got no money, please. Oh, this is going on and so on and so forth. And yeah, Lord, like, yeah, I know, because y'all out of control, right? So now let's go back to Deuteronomy 32, y'all. Deuteronomy 32, we're going to start in verse 20, right? And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very froward generation, children of whom is no faith. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. Y'all heard that? They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. See, now the Lord is saying, you made me jealous. You made me provoke me to anger. Now I'm going to move you to jealousy. With what? With those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation, right? So now people will run to that and say, oh, that's where the Lord included everybody into the blood of Christ. Everybody could be saved. That's not what that's saying, right? Now let's go to First Peter, because they'll pull that in Peter's and they'll say, "Oh, nah, everybody can be saved." That's not what the Lord is talking about. No, Lord ain't talking about that at all. Right? We're gonna see that right now. Right? All right. First Peter chapter 2:9. Right? We're gonna read 9 and 10, y'all. It says, "But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation." Now, who's he talking? He's talking to the rest of the people? No, we know that. The holy priesthood, the royal priesthood, chosen generation, all that holy nation, that's Israel. A peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. Right? Good. Watch this. Now, who was not a people? We have to figure that out, right? Let's go to Isaiah chapter 7 real quick. This is quick. We can stay there for a minute, but we don't have that much time, right? We're going to just touch on some things. And then from there, as different classes go on, y'all going to get the understanding, right? So let's go to Isaiah 7. Watch this, y'all, real quick. Right? Isaiah chapter 7 and verse 7. No, let's start in verse. We'll start in verse 7, right? 7 and 7. "Thus saith the Lord God, it shall not stand, neither shall it come to pass. For the head of Syria is Damascus. The head of Damascus is Rezin. And within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, that it be not a people." So the northern kingdom is who the Lord is talking about when you read in Deuteronomy 32 about, "I'm going to bring to jealousy, bring y'all to jealousy." Listen, y'all, don't make me start to quote. All right, my quoting is bad. All right, hold on. "And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people." So that's what Ephraim became. The northern kingdom became not a people. So now when you read in First Peter chapter 2 and 10, it's talking about what? The northern kingdom of Israel being brought back. Okay, that's what it's talking about. Those are the Gentiles being brought back, y'all. All right. And if y'all didn't know, now you know, and we have plenty of classes on that. Just keep watching. For those who don't understand, you're going to keep watching. All right. After that, let's go to Romans 11. I'll show y'all some of the Romans 11. We ain't going to go deep, but just to give you the understanding on that, right? About the grafted in, right? Let's get that real quick. Grafted in. Because people don't understand that. You're not grafting in a rose with a carnation, man. It's not happening. Okay, you're not grafting broccoli with damn onions. That's not what's happening here, right? So we're gonna read Romans 11, starting 11. "I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid. But rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy." Right? So now it's talking about what? It's talking about the southern kingdom, what? The priests and the high priests and the Levites and all of that, right? The priesthood has it what? Meaning they didn't understand Christ. They didn't understand the liberty in Christ. They stumbled at it. It was a stumbling block, right? Meaning what? The stumbling block, the rock of offense, right? And what? Have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid. But rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the northern kingdom, for to provoke them to jealousy, right? So what? Now they're going to get just say, how the hell is the northern kingdom back? I thought the Lord deaded them a long time ago. Now they back on the scene. Yes, now we're going to start following Christ now because we want their salvation. How they getting that before us? That's what it appeared to them to be, right? But let me just jump down. Look, 14. "If by any means I may provoke to emulation them which are my flesh, and might save some of them." His flesh is the southern kingdom. His flesh is the southern kingdom. This is Paul talking. He's from the tribe of Benjamin. That's all he's saying, right? Because what? He was the priest to what? To the Gentiles. He was the teacher to the Gentiles, right? "For if the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world of the Israelites," which we all understand now, right? "What shall the receiving of them be? But the life, but life from the dead." Meaning what? Walking in the congregation of the dead, not understanding your liberty in Christ, right? "For if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree were grafted in amongst them, and with them partakers of the roots and fatness of the olive tree, right? That's the grafting in. When you read in Jeremiah 11:16, it shows you that the olive trees, the ones broken off and all of that, that is the southern and northern kingdom, Judah and Israel. All right. So we have to understand that. All right. So let's go back to Deuteronomy. Go back to Deuteronomy 32. We left off in verse 21, right? They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. That just came out of nowhere. So the people don't understand. Listen, Moses was getting this from the Lord himself. So he wrote that down as part of the song. They didn't know what the hell that part of the song is. And y'all know that too. There's been many songs. Right now, if you think about old Michael Jackson records, certain of them, old James Brown records, you still don't know what they were saying. you got to get the lyric sheet. Like, what was he saying right there? In this type of song, at that point, it was not understood what was really being talked about at the time, because there was no split in Israel at the time. All right. I'm just giving y'all an understanding so y'all can get a grasp of what actually the song of Moses is, the laws, the statutes, all of the precepts, the prophecies. Okay. All of that is the song as we go through, right? Verse 22. We're going to read down to actually, we're going to jump. We're going to jump, y'all, for time, because it's a lot, right? So let's jump. We're going to go to verse 39, y'all, all right? Stay close. We're on 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand, right? We're going to read down to 41, y'all. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. If I whet my glittering sword, right? When he's talking about his glittering sword, whetting it means sharpening it, right? If I whet my glittering sword and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies and will reward them that hate me. This is part of the song. All right. So what does he do? He's starting off talking about Israel, how what? You breaking the commandments, and this is going to happen to you, so on and so forth. Now it's morphing into wetting the sword, Christ coming back and all of that. We're gonna touch on it a little bit, y'all. Like I said, it's way more, but this is going to be good and solid for what we got right now, right? So let's go to Isaiah 34. Okay, Isaiah 34. We're talking about wetting that sword. All right. Isaiah 34, and let's do verse 5, right? Damn, I like verse 4 too. Let's do verse 4. And all of the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as of the falling fig from the fig tree. So when it's talking about the skies rolling up like a scroll and all, it's talking about when the nuclear weapons come in, and y'all see that mushroom cloud. That's what that's talking about, right? And what all of their satellites, all that gonna be falling from the sky. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. This is when the Lord said, I'm gonna wet my sword, right? For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. What does that mean? Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, Esau, Edom, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The Lord has said, I'm about to take Edom out with my sword. All right. It shall be bathed in heaven. He gonna bathe his sword in heaven. That's why when you read in Isaiah 63, and also in Revelation 19, right, when it talks about the Lord with his garments dyed and all of that, because that's the bathing he's talking about. He's talking about the bathe, a blood bath. You know what I'm saying? Bathing in blood. That's what he's talking about. I'm gonna bathe my sword, and it's gonna be blood all over the damn place. All right, up to the horse's bridle. Y'all, if y'all didn't hear about that, then y'all gonna damn hear about it. All right, that's what that's talking about right there. All right, let's go to Proverbs chapter 8, because we talked about the hate and those that hate. Wait, hold on, let me make sure I'm saying that right. Hold on, we was at 41. Right. I'm just jumping back. Y'all don't have to jump back. In Deuteronomy 32 and 41, it says, if I wet my glittering sword and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and will reward them that hate me. Right? So them that hate me is the ones that don't keep the commandments. All right. Go to Proverbs. Go to Proverbs 8, y'all. Go to Proverbs 8. Take all these scriptures down. And if you know them, that's great, right? Because repetition is going to help, right? The song. Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 36. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. You see that? All they that hate me love death. Because if you hate the Lord and you don't want to keep the commandments, you're getting put to death. That's it. That's it. Don't have nothing to do with, oh, I don't like, but I like shrimp. Why would a God say not to eat shrimp? Listen, we don't got time for all that. The Lord said, listen to me, man. If you don't listen to what I'm telling you, you love death, because that's where I'm putting you in death. That's it. Game over. All right. So let's go. Watch this, y'all. Luke chapter 19. Love the scripture right here. Luke 19 and verse 27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. You heard that? So that's the same thing we just read. Those that hate God is going to what? Get put to damn death. So y'all remember back in the time of Moses, when the people was going off and all that, Moses, the Lord told Moses, listen, tell all your captains. Moses told all his captains of all the different platoons, so to speak, right, in the different tribes and all that. All those men that partook in that sin, you got to kill them. And then they put their heads on spikes and face it towards the sun. That's what's going on. When y'all going against the commandments of God, that's how it's going down. You're getting put to death, right? So now, let's go back. Deuteronomy. Yeah, we got to speed it up, y'all. We got to speed it up. We're only in verse 3 of Revelation 15. This is bad. I know. Let's get it done. Deuteronomy 32, and we're at 39, right? See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I will. I'm sorry. No. I'm wrong there. 30. I'm sorry. I threw myself off, y'all. I'm sorry. Let's start in 42. Deuteronomy 32, 42. I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives, from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, and will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and to his people. All right, so let's go to Isaiah 66 real quick, y'all. All right, Isaiah 66. Let's go. Isaiah 66, and we're going to be in 15 and 16. Watch this. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Right? So that's when the Lord is coming back to what? Come against his enemies, and also to do what? To save his people. For by fire and by his sword that he bathed in heaven will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Right? So now let's go to Revelation 15, y'all. Let's go back to Revelation 15 and 3. Right? And it says, and they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. All right, so let's get the song of the Lamb real quick, y'all. Let's get the song of the Lamb, right? So watch this. Go to John chapter 5. Watch this. John chapter 5. Okay. John chapter 5 and verse 45. Watch this, y'all. It says, do not think that I will accuse you to the Father. There is one that accuseth you, even Moses, in whom ye trust. Remember that? When Moses said in the Song of Moses, right, but just when he was about to tell it, he said, listen, the Lord told him, this is going to what? This is going to witness against the children of Israel in that day. Christ is saying the same thing. Now we're going to go through the Song of the Lamb, right? He's saying that what? There is one that accuses you, even Moses, in whom ye trust, right? What do you mean by that? That the law and the song that Moses wrote is going to what? Accuse us in that day when we break the commandments, and when we get judged, it's going to be like, you broke this, that, and the third. Whoop, you're supposed to know that. Look at 46. For had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me, for he wrote of me. Right? Meaning what? Christ is coming with that same song with a little twist, right? But if ye believe not his writings, how shall ye believe my words? All right. So the whole thing goes together, y'all. The song of Moses, When Christ came, he's spitting the same exact thing because he's the one that told Moses to write it in the first place. All right. So now go to John. We're going to stay in John. Go to John 15. John 15. All right. It's a good one right here. John 15 and 22. It says, if I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin. You heard that? So this is part of it. Christ came to do what? He said he came to show us our sin. He said, if I didn't come, they wouldn't have had no sin because they wouldn't have known better. But now I came, I spoke to them, and I did what? Showed them exactly what is sin. So you can't be a Christian saying, well, Christ died for our sins, and that's it. I ain't worried about sin. No, he just said, I came and talked to you. So now you know that sin exists. And when you break the laws, you're in sin. Hey, come on, y'all. How hard is that? Let's read it again because that thing beautiful. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. If Christ ain't come, there would be no sin. That's what he's trying to say because y'all ain't know no better. Y'all didn't understand. But now they have no cloak for their sin because I have fully explained it to them. How? Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah, y'all. 42, I'm sorry. Isaiah 42. Watch this, right? I'll start in verse 20. I'll start at verse 20. No, I'll start at 18. Hear ye deaf and look ye blind, that ye may see. That's us. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant, seeing many things, but thou observest not. We seeing it, but we ain't really paying attention. We're not learning, right? Opening the ears, but heareth not. The Lord is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable. That's how come he said, when had I not come, there would be no sin. He came to do what? Magnify the law, to make us understand how. Let me just give you a brief, go to Matthew 5 real quick, right? Just to give you, this wasn't really part of it, but let me just throw this in there real quick so y'all could get an understanding of the magnification, right? Matthew 5 and verse 27. Look, it says, ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. So now he's doing what? Magnifying the law, making you fully comprehend and understand what adultery actually is. Not just the act fully, but as you start to consider it, think it, is going to do what? Become the action. So the point is to not even start to be thinking on it. You understand, y'all? That's what the magnifying of the law is. Okay. So that's what Christ came to do. Give understanding on all the laws of God. Give the full understanding. All right. So that's what we're learning as we move on. This is the song of the Lamb. All right. Let's go back to Revelation 15. Y'all. Revelation 15. We're going to be closing it up soon, y'all. Closing it up soon. I know we only in verse 3 for a whole hour, but it was mandatory to do that, right? And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy works, thou King of saints. And y'all know who the saints are, right? The saints of the Israelites, right? That's Psalms 148:14. All right, just in case y'all ain't know that, write that down. Psalms 148:14, right? Verse 4. Who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name? For thou only art holy. For all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgments are made manifest, right? So now let's go to Isaiah 60. We're going back to Isaiah. All right, Isaiah 60, y'all. Isaiah 60. All right, we're going to start in verse 10. All right. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. Now, this is based on verse 4, where it says, for all nations shall come and worship before thee. Right now, in verse 10 of Isaiah 60, it says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. We're going to read to 17. And their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles. When it says the forces of the Gentiles, it's talking about the wealth, right? All of their assets and everything, because they were stealing it from the beginning anyway, right? Like even today, you have Britain, they still holding on to certain jewel diamonds and stuff like that that they stole from India and they stole from all over the world when they were running through plundering, right? So now it's time for them to bring our stuff back plus more, everything, because the world is ours from the beginning. All right. Verse 11, therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. Even their kings going to be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box tree together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. So all of these trees, remember in the scriptures where it says that that even all of nature is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God, right? So now what? And the scriptures also said there's no fellow that came against us, meaning no lumberjack to cut our trees down and do a bunch of garbage, because they destroyed the earth. Esau destroyed the earth. The fir tree gonna be happy as hell because the fir tree be using as a Christmas tree right now. He hate that. You know what I'm saying? He gonna come back and be just beautifying the sanctuary. This is what the Lord is saying, right? Verse 14, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. All right, y'all remember that, Revelation 3 and 9, right? Remember that. And they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. They're going to call us the city of the Lord. That's why you see in Matthew when it says that a city on a hill cannot be hidden. Right, you got to recognize that we're a people before it's a place. When you hear Israel, don't think of the country, think of us. That's the name. The name goes to the people, not the place. All right, that's why those people over there don't even consider themselves Israelites, because they know they're not. Right? Okay, let me read on, y'all. Verse 15. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shall suck the breast of kings. Y'all know what that's talking about, sucking the milk and the breast of the kings. That's talking about all their wealth, everything that they have, we're getting. That's what it means. And thou shalt know that I, the Lord, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. For brass I will bring gold, right? That's simple enough, right? If you got brass, the Lord said, I'm turning that brass into gold, right? And for iron, I will bring silver, and for wood, brass, and for stones, iron. And I will also make thy officers peace and thine exactors righteousness, right? So the exactors, like the tax collectors and so on and so forth, they're going to be righteous, right? As like, unlike today, when you're getting taxed, you're getting destroyed. You know what I'm saying? They bunch of thieves, right? So now let's go to Ezekiel 25 and 4. Because what? All of the nations going to be bringing us their stuff, right? Watch this. This is a good one right here. And again, we could have went through it a little deeper, but, you know, it takes a lot of time, right? Ezekiel 25 and verse 4. Watch this, y'all. Behold, therefore I will deliver thee to the men of the east for a possession, and they shall set their palaces in thee and make their dwellings in thee. They shall eat thy fruit, and they shall drink thy milk. Oh, yes, right? And they eat thy fruit and shall drink thy milk, right? So what? So Ammon here is going to get what? Washed up. Okay, they're going to get washed up. Let's go to Revelation 11, right? Let's go to Revelation 11 real quick. Only a few more, y'all. Only a few more. Okay. 11 and 18. Watch this, y'all. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth, right? So it's about destroying them which destroy the earth. That's why the box tree, the fir tree, all nature is going to be happy as hell when the Lord restores Israel as the righteous rulers of the earth. Because what? Esau has destroyed the planet. And this is a thing, right? It's even written here way before it actually started happening, right? I think that's all I want on that, right? Let's go to Daniel, chapter 7, y'all. Soon done, soon done. All right, Daniel 7, y'all. Daniel 7. We're going to start in 18. Watch this. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. All right, now this is still based. And y'all don't got to turn there, but hold on. Let me get Revelation 15 real quick just to read that in verse 4. Who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name? For thou only art holy. For all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgments are made manifest. Right? Your judgments is being made manifest. How? It's we about to read. Look at this. And we already started to read some of it, right? But look, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron and his nails of brass, which devoured, break in pieces and stamped the residue with his feet. That's going into what? Into Babylon, right? United States. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the others which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. Now, this is talking about ancient Babylon, and then also modern Babylon. Same thing, right? When you hear about Nebuchadnezzar, he was talking crazy, acting like he was God on earth and all that. And now Esau, so-called white man, is doing the same. Oh, yes, I am the, you know what I'm saying? I run planet Earth if it's not for me, and manifest destiny and all that. So crazy. This is what it is, right? Verse 21. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them, right? We're going to read to 22. Until the Ancient of Days came, until the Lord came, right? And judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, right? So judgment was made manifest. That's what we just read in Revelation, right? Judgment was what? Was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possess the kingdom. All right, that's what we're looking at. All right, all praise to the Lord on that one. All right. And how's that happening, right? Because now Christ had to come subdue everything, and then boom, he let us loose, right? Let's take a look at those, and then we're going to be up out of here, all right? Revelation chapter 9 and verse 16, y'all. Revelation 9 and 16. Okay. Watch this. And the number of the army of the horsemen, all right, hold on, let's start at 15. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men, right? Because now those 4 angels, they were what? They were holding back all of the armies to actually fight. They were the war angels, and now they would let loose on that time, specified time that the Lord gave them. Boom, they were let loose, right? And now it's happening. Now it's on and cracking. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. All right. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and of the heads of horses, whereas the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. Right. By these 3 was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. Right. So this is part of that time to come when the saints going to take the kingdom. Right. Chariots going to be coming in from all over. Right. Millions of chariots is going to be here fighting against Esau and all his allies. All right. Like we read in 2nd Esdras 13. Okay. And you read about the war being started in and I believe that's 2nd Esdras 15. I believe. I think I might be off. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And so we see all of that, but all that's being culminated now in the judgment. All right. Isaiah 31. We're gonna stop after that, right? Isaiah 31. We're gonna stop after that. I just threw that other one in there just to get it flowing, right? Isaiah 31 and 5. It says, you know what? Oh God. Yeah, let me just read that. I'll be done. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Israel. Meaning what? As birds flying, all the chariots coming in V formation, right? As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. All right. So let's go back to Revelation 15 and we'll end it there. Right. And 4, who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name? Because once all this starts happening, it's going to be pure fear. And they're going to know that the Lord is real. Right. Like I said, everybody's going to be fighting each other. They're going to see Christ coming and they're all going to turn and fight him. They're going to recognize there really is a God. For thou only art holy, for all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgments are made manifest. Because we're going to take the kingdom, and it's going to be a massive world war against the nations, against Christ, the angels, and then Israel. All right. So with that, hey, y'all, Lord's will, y'all got something out of that. We've only done verses 3 and 4 today, but it probably could have been longer. All right. So Lord's will, y'all got something out of that. I'm Captain Zakai. Hey, subscribe to IUIC Sacramento. All right. Tune in to the Nehemiah Squad. You know what I mean? Good little show going on there. Mondays, 8:30 Pacific time, 11:30 East time. You know what I mean? So check that out, y'all. All right. Subscribe, share, like. All right. So with that, Lord's will, y'all got something out of it. Most High in Christ bless. Shalom.